The third #2 Spider-Man film, Far From Home Euro Vacation, isn't long out in cinemas, and yet there's already a stack of details about deleted scenes that were removed from the project, plus some that we've already seen. So what we're going to be talking about are characters that were removed from the project, including heroes and villains, some things seen in the trailers that were removed, a special bonus mini-movie that's going to be in the home release, and almost certainly some other stuff probably you can't even imagine how many there are. Maybe one, maybe two, I don't know. Also, at any point, if you want to leave a like on this video, that would help greatly. Okay, here we go. Right, first up, we've got some things seen in the marketing material. Namely, Peter Parker doing a bunch of small tasks before he heads off to Europe. You know, collecting his passport and the like. One of the things not seen in the movie is him visiting Delmar's grocery. And then following on from that, we get this mob takedown scene in the Iron Spider costume.
Did you get your passport?
Peter Parker here to pick up a passport, please.
Yeah, mini toothpaste. Take down the Manfredi mob.
Yeah, I did.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
Oh.
I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work. Because I am going on vacation.
This seems like a pretty significant moment to remove entirely from the film. And the Spider-Man Europe Vacation movie, it's not an incredibly long MCU movie. They could have easily put it back in, but also this kind of gets the movie going a bit more by removing this. But still, they finished it. There are a lot of special effects at play here. Josh Wilding actually conducted an interview with director John Watts and asked him specifically about these moments that were cut. I recommend you check it out, but this is what he had to say.
Both of those scenes are actually the part of the same montage, which is Peter's to-do list. It's all the things he has to do before he goes on the trip, which are going to Delmar's to get a dual headphone adapter and one of those travel plugs, European travel plugs. He has to pick up his passport, and he has to take down this giant crime syndicate. So that's just the to-do list for someone like him.
There was also a scene that was cut where Peter Parker went and sold all of his Star Wars toys in order to get some money to buy MJ a present. Tom Holland talked about this in an interview, and there's one particular niche Star Wars character that he couldn't bear to part with. When pressed on what it was, he said, "Look, I don't remember."
Hey guys, you ever seen that really old movie? Empire Strikes Back? You know that part? Where they're on the snow planet? With the walking thingy?
Tom Holland, by the way, not a Star Wars fan. Even though he makes that Empire Strikes Back reference in Civil War, he's never seen the movie. And he's going to be hounded relentlessly about it until he does. Anyways, Uproxx reached out to Kevin Feige about what figure it was, the one that Peter couldn't sell, and it actually ended up being Lobot, which is a character from The Empire Strikes Back. You know, he's got the computer wrapped around his head. They're actually brain implants. There's a Lando comic about it. He used to be a regular man, but now he's a weird robot man. Ha ha! Star Wars. The thing is, this compilation of scenes, they're not going to disappear into the ether. They're actually going to appear as their own short film.
But that will be its own little short film that we're going to put on the Blu-ray and digital release. Yeah.
Oh,
and then there are a couple other, there's some good deleted scenes.
Nothing you missed too much though, or
No. It was one of those things where it was a really fun scene, but it didn't really move the story forward, and we basically just wanted to get the kids to Europe as quickly as possible.
And just while we're on this video, they also flirted with the idea just a little bit to include Captain Britain.
If we could have come up with a clever way of incorporating Captain Britain, I think we would have, but there wasn't. There was never really anything that stood out and didn't just seem like a shoehorned in reference.
There's also a few more things from the trailers that we didn't get. The moment where Peter Parker tries to get through customs with his Spider-Man suit and the banana. There's an extended moment from that where he's questioned about his costume. And I apologize for the formatting and the emojis and such. This is the best version that I could find.
They're my pajamas. You know, pajamas. They're bigger because that's how I like them.
Pajamas, okay, that's fine. These, no.
Also the moment where Peter is contemplating handing over the glasses to Mysterio. There's an extra little wrinkle in that. Here it is right here.
Let's see how they look.
You know I could blow you up right now?
Yeah, they'd still look terrible.
Oh.
Fairly confident this isn't in the movie. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm doubting myself. The other thing is, on the topic of Mysterio, he wasn't always planned to be the major villain of the movie. It was thought from pretty much the very beginning that the elementals were the way to go. But then from that, they were kind of questioning, well, how do we introduce these characters into this universe? Of course, in the comics, they are people that then evolve into these monstrous beings. But then when landing on Mysterio, they thought, well, this is a character that could actually make that happen. The Vulture also, there was kind of this semi-expectation by fans that he might show up. And the idea to have him return was floated hinted very early on, but it never really got past that stage. The other thing is, and this is probably the biggest omission, in my opinion, is that writers Chris McKenna and Eric Summers actually considered bringing in the new Captain America, as in Anthony Mackie's The Falcon. McKenna was quoted as saying, "As we were building towards the end of the movie, we're thinking about who we could bring in. It's always great to draw on MCU characters, bring them into the fold. Happy and Nick Fury are such great characters." That, of course, referring to some of the cameos they went with. It could have been a day or less of going, "Hey, can we bring someone like Falcon into the third act?"
I don't know if you've been in a fight before, but there's usually not this much talking.
All right, sorry, my bad.
And Peter sort of teaming up and sort of being a team leader and stepping up in that sort of way. So it was discussed. Maybe it was thought at the end of the day that, you know, this is a Spider-Man solo movie, or that we will be getting the reveal of the Falconized version of Captain America in an upcoming Disney Plus streaming series. Also, bonus mention, this is from a semi-related movie, and I thought it was super interesting that Tom Holland was actually going to cameo as his version of Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse at one point.
At one point, I was supposed to be in it. Yeah, there was going to be another Peter Parker. Like, there was like a scene in a train station or something, and like, it was going to be like an Easter egg. I was going to walk through the background and say like, "Hey kid," or something, and never happened. I'm heartbroken. But I'm just excited for us to introduce Miles into our own universe one day. I think that's going to be really cool.
I wouldn't be surprised though if he does show up in the next movie, you know, alongside the likes of Tobey Maguire, who was also considered for the Chris Pine Spider-Man role. I did a video on that one too. There it is. It's below if you want to check it out. So yeah, those are some of the deleted scenes that we know were removed from Spider-Man I'm on Vacation. Are any of these moments or characters, are those things you wished you saw in the movie? If so, leave a comment below. And also, of course, there's videos here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We're covering the Raimi trilogy for Caravan of Garbage. There's an Easter egg video coming up this Sunday, which is incredibly complex and detailed. It should be a good one. And of course, I have a podcast called The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. This Monday, we will be covering Spider-Man Far From Home in great detail as a kind of spoiler review. That's available on iTunes, Spotify, it's got its own YouTube channel. You understand, you get it. But thanks for watching this. I appreciate it. Take care.